Hello everyone, Miguel here from AnimeSecrets.org, bringing you our Nintendo Direct Aftermath video. Here we're just going to kind of briefly talk over what was shown on the Nintendo Direct. I'm going to count down the 5 things that I personally enjoyed the most out of it, and kind of talk a little bit in depth. But from an overall picture, I'm not going to say that this is one of their strongest directs, but at the same time I'm not going to say that it's a weak one. I thought it was a really solid direct with a few titles here and there sprinkled throughout. There really wasn't like that genuine or oh smokes kind of game that you would expect. Like for some people, I know Paper Mario is going to be that. It was a genuine surprise for me, and the fact that we're getting some more GameCube remakes is actually pretty awesome in my opinion. There's a lot of GameCube games that are fairly expensive just because we haven't really been able to access them or have a way to kind of play those. So the more of these that are turned into HD remasters or remakes for people to pick up, the easier it is for collectors to go pick up the older copies. So really excited for that. But yeah, I would say like a solid C plus B grade for the direct. Kind of the feeling of this direct, and it's one of the things I got wrong in my long shots, which is I thought we were about to get Switch 2 news potentially. Like I said, I was 50-50 on that, because kind of the closer we get towards the end of the year, the more it kind of feels like we are on the last kind of we're winding down in terms of Nintendo Switch before we eventually move on to the successor. Like I said, there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of news articles, a lot of stuff going on, but again, my thing is that Nintendo typically operates on a 5 to 6 year plan. I think the one exception was Wii to Wii U, which was about 7. So even if we go with the exception, here we are 7 years, or probably going to be closer to 8 years since the Switch. And I love the thing. I have a base model, and that thing has been going on strong for a while. But I think, again, it's just like the feeling I have. I talked to a few friends who are kind of also feeling the same way. Like, it feels like we're wrapping up the last of the Switch titles, and anything big that you would expect, like Prime 4, Odyssey 2, and whatnot, it feels like those are going to be kind of the killer apps that they're going to launch with Switch 2. Because as we've learned, if you have a killer app on launch for a home console, you're going to get off to a great start, and you can only keep up that momentum. But enough rambling about what wasn't shown here. We're going to count down the 5 best things we saw out of this presentation. And yeah, let's get to it. Alright, we're going to start off here with number 5, which is the only non kind of like video game related thing that they showed off here for this direct. And that is actually the opening of the Nintendo Museum. I'm someone who digs or enjoys looking through the history of, just about anything video games in particular, development cycles, beta assets, rough drafts, design documents, all that kind of stuff. And to actually even have kind of a physical place to be able to go visit and just like see the history of it, see kind of prototypes, like stuff like that, historical place to go visit for Nintendo is actually pretty awesome. And the fact that they're like, yeah, our museum is going to be opening up here in 2024. So if I'm ever fortunate enough to be able to take a trip to Japan here in the next couple of years, like that is going to be a place I'm going to go visit for sure, because again, this is like a personal preference here, and the only non-gaming thing that they showed, which was a total surprise for me, the museum, it'll come in at number 5. Alright, coming in here at number 4, we're going to lump 2 things together because they basically fulfill the same kind of same kind of categories, which is going to be the DLC for both Splatoon 3 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Touching up on Splatoon 3 real quick, I love the weird, like, creepy aesthetic that they're going with. This is the point where we kind of explore how the winner of the last Splatfest set up their regime. And yeah, I was on Team Marina, so I'm a little sad that we're seeing Pearl aesthetics, but besides that, it looks really good. The story stuff and the boss fights that they do for Splatoon are pretty awesome, so I can't wait to see what they cook up here. And then the other DLC that they showed off is the last of the booster course for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I said I was only hoping for Diddy Kong. If he can get in, that would be amazing. We got both Diddy and Funky Kong, which I was like, heck yeah, let's go. Apes together strong. And then Pauline was a pleasant surprise. I know a lot of people were wanting her to be playable in the next Mario Kart because we got a little taste of her in the mobile game Mario Kart Tour. So having her playable in a home console game this early feels great. Peachette, Peachette is whatever for me, but like 3 fantastic characters to be added on there. We got one of the cores, Daisy's course for Mario Kart Wii, so we still have 7 more to be shown. Come on, Dino Jungle. Let's end the Mario Kart 8 DLC right. Alright, coming in here at number 3, we have the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. For Paper Mario fans, I'm happy for them that they get something. I know for the longest time they've kind of had to suffer from games that have like pretty creative writing, but like some of the most forgettable characters and when I say forgettable characters, I don't mean in terms of how they're written, but forgettable in terms of design, forgettable games in terms of gameplay with things like Sticker Star and Color Splash. And so for them to finally get something like big like this, and being the tail end of a Nintendo Direct, it usually means that they have pretty good confidence in what game they're showing, that they know that they're going to get people to buy it, that it's going to sell well, and that the audience is there for it. And so seeing Paper Mario get something like that, and for a game beloved as Thousand Year Door, is pretty awesome. The game looks great. I've played it on the GameCube. I had a lot of fun with it. The cool thing about it also being remade is for not so much for Switch owners, but people who are more collectors. Usually whenever they announce a remake of a game, it does lower the secondary market value of that previous game. So I know when the Baten Kaitos games were revealed to get remade, the price of Baten Kaitos 1 and Baten Kaitos Origin went down. And so for collectors who are looking to maybe pick up Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, this might present itself a great opportunity to pick up an original. Myself, I'm definitely looking forward to this one in 2024. Yeah, looks good. Alright, coming in here at number 2, this is a game that took me by complete surprise. I saw the gameplay for it, I saw the artwork, I was just blown away, and then I saw who the developers were, and I'm like, dude, I'm sold. This is going to be great. Unicorn Overlord. Done by the studio Vanillaware, who did 13 Agents, Sentinel Rim, and Grim Grimoire. So you're gonna get a pretty great story, and you're gonna get fantastic art. And so what they showed off there, some beautiful looking art, direction in there, some good tactical gameplay. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm someone who's a sucker for these kinds of games. I will always go buy anything, any tactical RPG like game. I think they're great, and this one looks fantastic. And like I said, the studio behind this, they have been on fire the last couple of years, and so this is gonna be a must buy for me. This is definitely one of my most anticipated games for next year. Like easily top 5 anticipated games for next year. I cannot wait for it to come out. It looks fantastic. Alright, and coming in here at number 1 is a game that was made available right after the Direct ended. It was something that I put in the Hopium for the Hopium category in our video we released yesterday, where I was kind of making these predictions. And even though it wasn't exactly what I wanted, which was, you know, an HD port of F-Zero GX, this is still really good, and honestly I've been having a blast with this. And it's F-Zero 99, part of the 99 Battle Royale games that is exclusive on the Nintendo's. Well, I don't think they're exclusive anymore, but they start off console exclusive on the Switch before they move on to other consoles. Tetris 99 has been one of the most underrated and most fun games you can play on the Switch with your online membership. Pac-Man 99 I really couldn't get into as much, and so I didn't really play it as much as I did Tetris 99, but F-Zero 99, you know, whether it's testing the waters to see if there is demand for another F-Zero game, or just, you know, them kind of looking at their franchises and going, you know, this would make for an interesting battle royale. I mean, we've had Mario with Mario 35, and now we have F-Zero, and like I said, I've been having a lot of fun. I haven't been able to get past the top 40 quite yet, you know, just learning it, because if you've ever played F-Zero on this SNES and then you compare it to one of the more modern F-Zeros like GX, control's completely different, so getting some adjustment on there. But yeah, no, I am excited for this. My only hope and kind of my biggest fear, because we've already had 2 of these games get shut down, is that it stays for more than a year. Mario 35 had an insane short lifespan where I think it didn't even last more than a year. And then Pac-Man 99, I think, barely made it over the year mark before it got shut down. So my hope is that we get this, they see that the player base is there wanting F-Zero, and before they inevitably shut it down, they do kind of put out another game, because man, I have been having fun hearing the classic Big Blue, Mute City, Desert or Sand Beach, I think it's called, Deathwind, just like hearing those classic tracks. It's satisfying the want for a new F-Zero right now, but like, I don't want them to take this away, you know? It's been, like I said, close to 20 years since the last F-Zero game on home consoles was released, and you know, for us getting this, you know, I'm really happy for it, but it's just that fear of seeing the other ones that have been taken away. Like, I don't want to lose this if we're not going to get another game. But you know what, before that thought creeps in again, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the heck out of this one, because like I said, I have been having a hell of a lot of fun with this. Alright, and that was our list for the Nintendo Direct Aftermath. Really solid Direct. Like I said, it's not something that's going to blow anyone away. You know, maybe Thousand Year Door or an actual new F-Zero game might blow you away. But it's not one that I would say like, oh, why did I watch this? It was really solid for some of the titles that we're going to be seeing here in the next couple of months. And you know, every now and then you kind of do need the low-key directs. That way, whenever they do have the big blowout ones, they're more special. But, you know, that was my thoughts. Let us know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. What's the game you're looking forward to the most out of all these that were shown? And, you know, what else you may or may not have liked about the Direct. This has been Miguel for AnimeSecrets.org signing out. Y'all take care now.